Good morning. Today is December the 6th of 2022, and this is the regularly scheduled monthly meeting of the Alabama Public Service Commission. For the record, the public was notified of today's meeting by notice dated October the 26th of 2022. Thank you all so much for being here, and at this time, if you'll please turn your personal devices off or to vibrate, we would truly appreciate it. Let me introduce my colleagues. To my right is Commissioner Jeremy H. Oden in place 1. To my left is Commissioner Chris Chip Beaker Jr. in place 2. To my far right is John Garner, our Chief Administrative Law Judge and our Executive Director. And below is Mr. Walter Thomas, the Secretary of the Commission. And as you all know, it's customary to bring in, for each commissioner to have an opportunity to bring in a friend to offer the prayer and the pledge. And this morning, I thought it would be a nice opportunity for us to highlight one of our newest staff members, our Acting Director of the Gas Pipeline and Safety Division, Mr. Jonathan Kimbrell. Jonathan is from Andalusia. He is our Acting Director right now. And Jonathan, if you'll offer the prayer and the pledge for us.
We come to you this morning and ask for your forgiveness, your grace, your guidance, your strength, and your mercy on us as we do all things in your name and move forward in our day. I'd like to reach out and ask for your mercy and grace involving the tornado victims last week, not only in the communities, the households, but the individuals. May you lay your hands upon them and provide them with the guidance they need and the support that they need moving forward after the tragic weather that happened to them. I ask that you come to us today and help guide all of the public officials, not only across the state, but especially in this room, that we work through you to make our world better and a better light in your presence. I ask that in the coming days, as the year comes to an end, that you put your hand of mercy over us as we travel and our family members travel to meet us, that they may have the safety and the protection that you can provide so that they can get there safely, and that we can have love and joy and especially compassion within our hearts as we celebrate the birth of your son. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now I'd just like to offer the microphone to my two colleagues. First, Commissioner Oden.
Thank you, Madam President. And I just want to take a little bit of time. I asked for it this day to remember what we were in. Sunday, I actually did a sermon on the hustle and bustle of Christmas and what it really and truthfully comes down to. And so with that, I just wanted to say, it's a time in which we should enjoy our friends and should enjoy our family. And I think the old saying now, it's an old saying, that the reason for the season. And really and truthfully, you can't have Christmas without the reason, and that's our birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. And so as we're doing all of this, yes, let's have fun. Let's share with one another the joy of the year and all it imagines, but let us bring back to the fact of why we actually have it. So thank y'all for that, and I just needed to do the little pastoral thing this morning. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Commissioner.
Yes, ma'am. Last week in our little hometown of Utah, we were faced with a tornado, the one that came through Alabama. It was awful down that way. My brother Steve lost his house, and he and his wife got out of the house, and right next to them, the house was just gone, but they weren't harmed, and several other friends lost their homes as well. We rallied together. We had a Christmas parade just days after it was so much destruction there in Utah. So it was nice to see everyone together, and we had fun. We enjoyed the fellowship. So my wish for everyone this Christmas season is to hug your loved ones, a little tighter, soak up the memories, and live in the moment. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas.
And Commissioner, we are so sorry to hear about your brother's home and all of the people across our state that have damage and actually the loss of lives here in this area. Very sad, especially during the Christmas season. So our hearts and our prayers go out to those families, but we also be thinking
you.
about your family.
Thank you.
And with that, Merry Christmas, and let's move on to the approval and the adoption of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our November 1, 2022 Public Service Commission meeting?
So move.
Second?
Yes.
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 With there being no old business to discuss, we'll move on to the new business here at the Commission. We'll begin with our Public Service Commission reports, beginning with our Utility Services Division monthly report given by Mr. Jeff Johnston, the Division Director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Today I'll be presenting the Utility Services Agenda dated November 29th, 2022. Begin with the Consumer Services Report. For electric and gas utilities, the numbers for November were pretty consistent with years past. There was really nothing unusual, just the normal disconnect, billing, and payment issues being the majority. Under basic service only, there were a total of 2 inquiries. For other retail services, there were 13, 5 of which were under the PSC jurisdiction. 3 referred inquiries for a total of 18. Moving to the gas agenda, under docket 18046 and 18328, for Spire Alabama Inc., it's the division report on rate RSE as of October 31st, 2022. Based on preliminary figures, the projected RSE return on average common equity for the rate year ending September 30, 2023 was 9.69%. This is within the range, but it is not a point of test this month. Under docket 28101, Spire Gulf Inc., the division report on rate RSE as of October 31, 2022. Again, based on preliminary figures, the projected RSE return on average common equity for the rate year ending September 30, 2023 was 9.64%. This was just below the bottom of the range. And again, it is not a point of test. Under docket U5073 for Spire Gulf Inc., this is an application for approval to terminate its self-insurance reserve and refund the associated regulatory liability to customers. Spire Gulf is now included under Spire's policy, and there's no need for them to have the reserve, so we recommend approval.
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
Mr. Holden?
Yes.
Mr. Vico?
Yes.
Moving to wastewater, I have 3 items for the same utility under the same docket, and I'll take those all under one vote. Under docket 32553, Community Utilities of Alabama, petition for approval to modify its certificate of financial viability to include the system for Magnolia Cove subdivision in Dadeville in Tallapoosa County. We recommend approval. Also under docket 32553, again for Community Utilities of Alabama, petition for approval to modify the certificate of financial viability to include a system for New London Mobile Home Park located in the community of Vincent in St. Clair County, Alabama. We recommend approval. And finally, again under docket 32553, Community Utilities of Alabama, petition for approval to modify their certificate of financial viability to include the facility for Harmony Grove Cottages located in the community of Eclectic in Elmore County, Alabama. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Vico?
Yes.
Moving to telecommunication, we have one interconnection agreement. Aris Inc. and CenturyTel of Alabama LLC doing business as CenturyLink, and Gulf Telephone Company doing business as CenturyLink. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
Under amended interconnection agreements, we have 14. And I'm going to try and get through these as quickly as I can, and we'll take those under one recommendation and one vote. Under docket U 3834, Bell South Telecommunications LLC, doing business as AT&T or AT&T Southeast, hereafter referred to as Bell South, and Business Telecom LLC, doing business as Earthlink Business. Under docket U 3943, Bell South and Level 3 Communications LLC. Under docket U 3964, Bell South and the Other Phone Company LLC. Under docket U 4120, Bell South and Windstream New Edge LLC. Under docket U 4131, Bell South and Network Telephone LLC. Under docket U 4148, Bell South and US LEC of Alabama LLC, doing business as Pytech Business Services. Under docket U 4450, Bell South and CenturyLink Communications LLC, doing business as CenturyLink, and CenturyLink Communications LLC, doing business as Lumen, doing business as Lumen Technologies, doing business as Lumen Technologies Group. Under docket U 4571, Bell South and Windstream Nuvox LLC. Under docket U 4791, Bell South and Windstream KDL LLC. Under docket U 4818, Bell South and Talk America LLC. Under docket U 4865, Bell South and Level 3 Telecom of Alabama LLC. Under docket U 4977, Bell South and Windstream Nuvox LLC. Almost there. Under docket U 5038, Bell South and Deltacom LLC, doing business as Earthlink Business. Finally, docket U 5143, CenturyLink Communications LLC, doing business as CenturyLink, and CenturyLink Communications LLC, doing business as Lumen, doing business as Lumen Technologies, doing business as Lumen Technologies Group, and Frontier Communications of the South LLC. For all of those, we recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Snowden.
Yes.
Mr. Beaker.
Yes.
Under amended resale agreements, docket U 5102, CenturyTel of Alabama LLC, doing business as CenturyLink, and Gulf Telephone Company, doing business as CenturyLink, and Metropolitan Telecommunications of Alabama, Inc. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Snowden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
Under name changes, we have one item, docket 25601, Gulf Telephone Company LLC, doing business as CenturyLink, changes the company name to Brightspeed of Alabama LLC. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Snowden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
The remaining telecom items are for information only, requiring no vote. This month is our first report under field services. In October, the field services staff inspected the Haynesville Ridge wastewater treatment plant managed by Alabama Wastewater. This system is in Montgomery County. At the time of inspection, the system was functioning as designed with no discrepancies noted at the time of this inspection. If there are no questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we have our Gas and Pipeline Safety Division, represented by Mr. Jonathan Kimbrell, our Acting Division Director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Today, I'm going to go over the gas pipeline safety agenda that was submitted to your office on November 28th, 2022. The agenda is going to cover the month of October. During the month of October, the Gas Pipeline Safety Division was able to perform 39 separate inspections. There were 16 standard inspections, 6 construction, 1 integrity inspection, 2 accidents, 6 Section 14, 2 drug and alcohols, and 6 follow-ups. Out of the 39 inspections, there were 3 enforcement letters issued with 7 non-compliance, or 3 enforcement letters issued with 4 non-compliance issued items. There were 7 non-compliance items corrected during the month. Of the 2 inspections that were done for incidents and accidents, both of them only met the state level. We had no federal level incidents. The first one was October 5th in the North Alabama Gas District. A power contractor installing a pole struck a gas main, severing it. No one was injured, no high damage count. They were not working on behalf of the operator. On October 18th, Spire Gulf in Mobile, Alabama, DOT contractor putting a turn lane in struck a gas main with a bulldozer. And there was no loss of life, no major injury, no loss of equipment there. They were able to get it under control pretty fast. Also, we were able to perform 5 training classes throughout the state this month. 4 of them were for contractors. 4 of them were for operators. 1 was for contractors. There was 138 operator personnel trained and 60 contractor personnel trained for a total of 198 in the month. The 2 items that we have under miscellaneous have to do with operators that we regulate in the state. One operator, which is Pine Energies, has entered into an agreement with South Alabama Gas District for them to manage and operate their pipeline. That will be a very big benefit to our program, as it'll help them come into better compliance in the future. The other one is going to be for Plains Pipeline LP. It is a pipeline that we gained jurisdictional authority over about 10 years ago. From PHMSA, they have since changed how they're operating the pipeline in its use, and it is going back underneath PHMSA jurisdiction. And that is all that we have for the month of October, barring any questions or comments that y'all have for me.
Thank you, appreciate it. Next, we have our Utility Enforcement Division, represented by Amanda Sheehan, the Transportation and Regulatory Manager.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Before you have the Utility Division's agenda dated November 29th, describing the major tasks, inspections, and activities performed during October. The rail safety track inspectors visited 4 rail carriers and identified 94 track defects. Track inspectors also observed 9 roadway worker protection groups and 5 roadway maintenance machines. The Motive Power and Equipment Inspector visited 5 rail carriers, inspected 599 units, and found 125 defects. On page 2, there were 3 incidents reported by the National Response Center in October. And the UED Director and Railway Safety Administrator attended a roundtable meeting that was hosted by Congresswoman Terry Sewell with FRA Administrator Amit Bose, FRA staff, and local government leaders. And the primary topic of discussion was blocked crossing concerns throughout the state of Alabama. Railway Safety Administrator attended the Association of State Railway Safety Managers annual meeting in Phoenix, Arizona during the week of October 31st. And moving to the Motor Carrier Services section, there were 10 vehicle registration numbers issued and 6 new intrastate authorities were approved, and also 361 insurance filings were received during the month. As of October 31st, 83% of Alabama carriers were compliant for the 2022 UCR registration year. And on October 1st, the 2023 UCR registration opened up, and by the end of the month, 23% of the Alabama carriers were compliant for 2023. Turning to page 3, in October, staff collected $4,024 for 2023 UCR audits. Our staff also participated in a show cause hearing that was held for 8 carriers that failed to submit their 2021 annual reports as required for all household good and passenger carriers, and 1 annual report was received during that hearing. There was 1 household goods supplement tariff and 1 passenger tariff accepted during the month, and staff conducted an on-site visit in Huntsville for GBPB LLC, doing business as Black Tie Moving Services, Huntsville, Alabama, as a follow-up to the carrier's previous audit, just to ensure that they understood everything, the rules and what they need to do to follow the rules and update their tariffs. There was also an on-site compliance audit conducted in September that was resolved in October for Unique Car Care LLC, and they were advised to immediately update their tariff. And since then, we have received a revised tariff. And pending any questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, you too. Next is our electricity division, represented by Mr. John Free, our division director, and Ms. Patricia Smith, our public utility analyst.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
You have before you the Electricity Policy Division's agenda dated November 29, 2022. Ms. Patricia Smith will present the division's monthly update on rates RSC and ECR for Alabama Power Company.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The first item on our agenda is the division's monthly report on rates RSC and ECR, and dockets 18117, 18416, and 18148. Regarding rate RSC, the staff performed its monthly examination of the books and records of Alabama Power Company and determined the reprojected weighted return on average retail common equity was 6.95% for the 12 months ended December 31, 2022. This return is based on 10 months of actual data for January through October 2022 and 2 months of budget data for November through December 2022. For rate ECR, the staff performed the regular month review of Alabama Power's energy costs for the month of October 2022 and determined an under-recovery of approximately $20.7 million. Commissioner, this completes our report on rates RSC and ECR.
Commissioners, the next item is under dockets 18117 and 18416. On November 21st, 2022, Alabama Power Company filed a proposed revision to rate C&P. The purpose of the revision is to place into effect a dedicated recovery mechanism for changes in depreciation expense that result from periodic updates to depreciation rates, and which would not otherwise be recovered through the existing provisions of subparts A and C to rate C&P or associated with the capitalization of asset retirement costs. This new subpart D to rate C&P would be effective as of the date of a commission order approving the filing. The staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Commissioners, pending any questions that you may have, this concludes our report this morning.
Well, I'd like to bring up another motion, but as we all know, Alabama Power will be experiencing upward cost pressures in 2023, largely due to various federal mandates and requirements. It seems to me that this commission should consider feasible options that are available to us to help mitigate the resulting impact on customers. Through routine staff monitoring and auditing activities, it is my understanding that the company has an excess of federal accumulated deferred income taxes, or ADIT. That excess amount which resulted from the Tax Cuts and Job Acts that many of us associate with President Donald Trump's administration, is currently being flowed back for the benefit of retail customers over a multi-year period pursuant to a commission accounting order that was issued in 2018. To help customers during these challenging times, I want to make a motion to modify the flowback of excess federal ADIT under that 2018 order and accelerate the return to retail customers of an amount designated to offset the effect in 2023 of the operation of rate CNP Subpart D as approved just a minute ago. This offset would be accomplished through credits to monthly billings for 2023 starting in January. As an additional modification to the 2018 accounting order, there would be no further flowback of any remaining excess federal ADIT unless and until otherwise directed by the Commission. This will afford the Commission with greater flexibility for the benefit of customers. Given that this plan, if approved, would modify aspects of a prior Commission order on which the company is currently relying, I would propose implementation in the form of an order providing a time frame for company consent. The Alabama Public Service Commission would thereafter work with the company to review, confirm, and monitor the bill crediting process. Judge, if this is appropriate, I would like to put this into a motion.
Madam President, I think your motion is entirely appropriate. I would just note that the docket number for the order that will be amended per your motion is docket U 5266.
I move to second that motion.
Mr.
Any
Kavanaugh.
discussion?
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Holden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
The motion carries, and I will turn it now over to our legal division, represented by Commission Administrative Law Judges Sue Ellen Young and Luke Bentley, followed by Judge John Garner. Morning.
Morning.
First item I have is docket 33288. It's an unopposed application to transfer motor carrier certificate F 4937 from RMS Trucking LLC of Dadeville, Alabama to Gary Ingram Grading and Paving Inc. of Dadeville, Alabama. I recommend grant.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Holden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
Second item I have is docket 33274. This is Alabama Public Service Commission versus all motor carriers who failed to file their annual reports for 2021 operations. A hearing was held, and there were 8 carriers that were remaining to file their annual reports. One appeared to show cause and why they should be dismissed from this proceeding, and they filed their annual report. Another carrier showed cause why they should be dismissed from this, and those reports were accepted. 6 did not appear or otherwise show cause why they should not be revoked and have not filed their annual reports. I recommend a revocation of all carriers who failed to appear at the show cause hearing and dismissal of all the carriers from the proceeding who have now complied or otherwise shown good cause why they should be dismissed from the proceeding.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Holden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
My final item is docket 31175, motor carrier certificate F 4235 held by Houndstooth Transportation Inc. of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, was suspended by commission order dated September 15th, 2021 for a period of 1 year. Houndstooth Transportation has failed to notify the commission of its intent to recommence their operations or relinquish their motor carrier certificate F 4235. Despite a request by the commission staff that they do so. I recommend a cancellation of the certificate on 30 days' notice.
So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Holden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Morning,
You
Commissioners.
might have to scoot over a little bit so I can.
Oh, I was tall enough.
I didn't even think so.
Maybe not.
I love the Christmas decorations, but makes it
Good morning,
challenging.
Commissioners. I have 4 items this morning. The first 3 are routine motor carrier items, so with your permission, I'll present those together.
Okay.
Under docket C 20419, petition of Selma Health and Rehab LLC doing business as Selma Health and Rehab of Selma, Alabama for reinstatement of motor carrier certificate FNP B99, which was revoked due to the petitioner's failure to maintain proper proof of liability insurance coverage. Recommend grant of the petition and reinstatement of that certificate. Under docket C 20408, petition of James W. Thompson doing business as R&J Hauling of Asheville, Alabama. Reinstatement of motor carrier certificate F4983, which is revoked due to the petitioner's failure to maintain proper proof of liability and cargo insurance coverage. Recommend grant of that petition and reinstatement of the certificate. Under docket 32412, petition of Pearson Delivery, Inc. of Mobile, Alabama for cancellation of motor carrier certificate F3823. Recommend grant cancellation as requested.
So moved.
Second.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
The last item is under docket 33231, APSC versus delinquent companies. These are companies that failed to timely pay the inspection and supervision fees. Commission has received the inspection and supervision fee and late fee from Mississippi Central Railroad. I recommend reinstatement of Mississippi Central Railroad.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Madam President. The only items I have for presentation this morning are those reflected on the administrative agenda. I recommend approval of those items.
So moved.
Second.
Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner Beaker.
Yes.
That's all I have, Madam President. Thank you.
Does anyone have any other new business to bring before the commission today? With there being no more new business to bring before the commission, in closing, I'd like to remind you that our next regularly scheduled commission meeting is Tuesday, January the 10th of 2023. I hope you and your family have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope to see you back in the new year in 2023. Just a quick reminder to turn your phones back on so you don't miss a call. And with there being no further business, we stand adjourned.